way to make your goals. I mean, 5 years, 1 month, it's done. Head to the shop, gonna go do some shop stuff, I guess. Hey, welcome back to Freedom One Garage. Well, we did a house call yesterday, got an old tractor running for a good customer of ours. And today, we've got all kinds of just, you know, you got one of those days where you just got stuff that you need to get done. That's today. So, don't really have a plan. Not that I ever have a plan. But we've got a ton to do. And we're just going to get after it and see what we can get done. It's supposed to be like 55 degrees the last day of January in the heartland here. And that's unheard of. So, we've got to just take advantage of every minute that we can. It is windy. But, yeah, let's see what we get done today. Got a cart for our plasma cutter that we'll put together and kind of sort of review, I guess. It's just a welder cart, so it's not rocket science, but we got that from the greatest place on earth. We've got so our customer who had the that we fixed the Oliver tractor for, just a super nice guy. He sent this to the shop with us after that. Normally not my cup of Dr. Pepper, but he's a good guy, good customer, and the battery keeps going dead if he doesn't drive it every single day. So we're going to diagnose that and then, you know, do a little service work to it. Nothing too extraordinary, but if we can get that done today, then we can get back to some of our more vintage work. And how we got, oh, I should stop talking and get to work here. Let's get after it. Okay, so what we have here is a model year 2000 Buick Park Avenue. Not a classic, not really vintage, but, and we're gonna get it fixed. So the issue with this is battery goes dead if it doesn't get driven regularly. So hey, by the way, General Motors, this guy right here, wonderful power plant. Yeah, that's where it's at. So we got an interstate battery. It's a side post, which was the worst thing that General Motors or anybody ever did. We got a date, no date on this battery, but you know, pretty good battery. Oh no, 12 to 16 right here. So about a 5-year-old battery. It did crank this morning after sitting overnight here. So we're gonna check first it's charging okay, which I'm sure it is, and then we'll start doing a draw test on it. But I'm a little worried. Well, we'll see what we find, but we do have a 5-year-old battery. A meter on voltages, and we should see neighborhood of 14, something like that. Yep, 14.3. So we got a good alternator. On to the next test. So on these Buicks, there are, you know, they got a couple more whistles and bells than your average General Motors car. They got little security attributes where the lights stay on after you shut it off. There's a hood light, probably a trunk light. You got a blinky security light somewhere in there. The dome lights aren't staying on today. You know, tail lights will stay on for a while after you exit the car, that kind of stuff. So we're gonna have to let some of that stuff settle down, and then we'll unhook the battery and see if we got a draw to it. All right, we got live action for you. The old shop truck, you know, sometimes when you're so busy working on other people's stuff, you forget about your own junk. And yeah, so Jalen's gonna actually change oil, but it's
black.
Yeah, so yeah, he's having a good day. Leaks from just about everywhere it could leak from. Looks like power steering's leaking too, but this is, you know, this is on our list for some major work and some major upgrades, so you know, we'll get to it. But for now, we're at least going to change the oil and be nice to the shop truck. Oh, we got a couple updates. Shop truck oil's changed. Went to the Irish parts store. They couldn't find an air filter for a 14-inch chrome air cleaner, so we'll work on that tomorrow. It's really dirty. The Buick, we fixed a couple things on the Buick. Parts store confirmed bad battery. The owner of this car is an Interstate fan, so he's gonna take that back to them and get another Interstate battery or go buy one. But I thought it was funny. Right here, you can read that, it says 5-year performance. Over here, sticker clearly says December 2016. Interstate, way to make your goals. I mean, 5 years, 1 month, it's done. Boy, that's good advertising there. You knew exactly what you were talking about there. But yeah, a couple other things we did to this. It does have a mystery coolant leak. It was down a couple quarts on coolant. You can see where it had been leaking around the front cover, but it's not leaking now. So I'll discuss that with the owner and he'll make the call. When we were investigating the coolant leak, we took this plastic cover off. Of course, there's a meese nest under there, so that's lovely. So we're kind of done with the Buick for now. Oh, one cool thing on these, you know, you got to kind of wonder what engineers think when they're putting stuff together. But when you look at the front of this thing, it's like, okay, we designed this engine, we designed the front bumper, and then somebody said, oh wait, we got to put the hood latch in. And then one of the engineers must have said, well, I've got my kids' old swing sets in the back of my truck. Let me go grab a couple bars off of that and we'll just make that work. I mean, it's sturdy and stuff, but it looks like an afterthought, to say the least. So, but it works. Right now it's just creating a little bit of shop heat, the car is. And we're gonna dig into this just a little bit. The carburetor for this should be here tomorrow. If you didn't watch the rescue video, go back and watch that. We'll put it up here too. We forgot there's some sort of an exhaust breakage / leakage. So we're gonna tear into that real quick. Try to accomplish that yet this evening. And then we will have had a pretty good day. The brown truck's put away. The Buick's on the road to recovery. And we're gonna do a little bit with that. Oh, we got something else to work on over by the bench. So we've got a couple more things to do this evening before we get froze out of the shop here. It's starting to cool off just a little bit. By the way, the Freight Harbor, they have these little gardening mat things. They're a flippin' knee saver in the shop. Best thing ever. Oh boy. Yep. Whoa. Oh. There's a broken off bolt. Great. That is why they sold it. Alrighty. There we go. Alright, so good news. Muffler is intact and in good condition. You don't have to buy a part. Exhaust gasket is not intact, not in good condition. Bad news. Get you over here. Right here on the bottom here is a bolt hole for the other exhaust stud, like this one here, back here. Can't hardly see it. You can see that the hole is full. It has something in it on the top. So there is a broken bolt or stud in this hole. Let's get it out of there. All right, so we're taking a break from the lawnmower. We gonna do this other little project that's on our list for today, so that we can more easily work on said lawnmower. So I picked this up at the greatest place on earth. So I told you I don't just shop at Harbor Freight. My favorite place is Menards. They had this little welding cart. Go back, we purchased us after saving money for a while. Purchased us a plasmower from the Harbor Freight, and we don't have a cart for it. Some hardware there. So we're going to put it on a cart because we're going to need it to work on the lawnmower on the John Deere. But yeah, this is the Menards version. Probably really similar. It's not exactly the same as the Harbor Freight version. Performax. Like it. Just got a couple pieces. Styrofoam. That's about it. Big on the box. So we thought about building or buying one of those larger welding carts where we could put both of our machines, our MIG machine and our plasma, and possibly a TIG or whatever else in the future, on one of those larger carts. But in the end we decided not to, because it's very likely that in the near future Jalen and I could both each be running one of those machines in different places within the shop. So we opted to go this route instead. First thing to note, these holes are about 5/16 inch in diameter. The hardware they give you to put this together with is metric. I don't know what metric size that is. Metric tiny. So that's what it is, I guess. We'll use it. All right, there it is, the 4Max welder cart from Menards. In my city, or well, in the city where my Menards and Harbor Freight are, the exact same price, Menards and Harbor Freight. So I figured, you know what the heck, let's not buy something at Harbor Freight for once. Let's get the plasma on there and we'll take a look. All right, fits the machine perfectly. Of course, it's a welding cart, so it should fit pretty much any welder perfectly, or pretty close. Plenty of room. I'm gonna get the consumables and the dog bone for 120, 240 voltage on the shelf, first shelf. Got the power cord kind of wadded up in the back where you would normally put your bottle. I'm probably gonna put some sort of a big, add another hanger here, and we'll put our big 220 volt extension cord on the back somewhere. But yeah, right out of the gate, I'm enjoying it. We made her portable, gave her a home. Life is pretty good. Hey, wife text says it's supper time. I've had it for today. We got quite a bit done. We weren't really honed in on any one project, so we're just gonna put it all together and put it out there for you to watch. If you like this kind of stuff, let us know. We'll keep jumping around. Tomorrow's kind of gonna be a jump around day. Got to finish the oil change on the Buick so we can, you know, move on to older stuff. And then, oh, here's where our lawnmower project stands, and literally stands. So the reason we have the plasma going is, well, right up in there is the bolt we need to extract. So we're gonna zip this out so we can get at it without pulling the entire engine and drivetrain off of this lawn tractor. We'll get that going tomorrow. There may be a carburetor arriving for it, so if we can get that bolt extracted and get a carb on it, we might have riding lawn tractor by tomorrow afternoon. Yeah, so hey, that's kind of the day in the life. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, you know, a little bit of neglected shop truck stuff, a little bit of let's put our new investment on a nice cart stuff, a little bit of taking care of customer stuff, and then just a little bit of project stuff. Plus, we got the Ford truck put away. Jalen got to play around on the Ferguson tractor, and pretty good afternoon, all things considered. But it's getting cold and supper's ready, and I'm gonna go eat and have a couple more dad pops. So we really appreciate you guys watching our stuff and following us and subscribing to us and liking us on our social medias and on YouTube. So if you have questions or comments, put them down below, and we will see you on the next one.